Alrighty, what is up, college baseball fans? We are back for episode 2 of season number 8 of the 11.7 podcast. That was a ton of numbers I had to rattle off there, but um, it's going to be a good episode. We have everything organized and planned out. Probably going to be a little shorter than most episodes because our man Jack DeLongshaw is not with us today. He has a case of the suds, feeling under the weather. And we had a segment, or at least I had a segment planned for him that we'll save for next week, and it'll be fine. The rundown today is we're going to announce a partnership that we just formed together maybe 3 or 4 days ago, but it was a partnership that has been in the works for several weeks now. After that, we will give Noah his, I don't know, his time to shine and talk about the 208-page PDF that him and 5 or 6 other guys that I'll introduce here in a second put together. It's a preseason magazine. So if you think about fantasy football preseason magazines, if you think about, the college
Phil Steele
basketball
for college
magazines,
football, like
yeah, those type
Athlon.
of magazines, it's that style for baseball that we'll dive into there. And then at the end, we're gonna have some fun with some sports betting odds, a look ahead type of line. DraftKings announced their odds to win the College World Series and also odds to just make it to the College World Series. And we're going to talk about value picks that you want to scoop up now. And that's going to be the whole episode today. So it should be pretty quick and clean. Where did I say we're going to start? Oh, we're going to start with the partnership. We have agreed to a partnership with Paradigm Player Development Systems, and it's a very fancy way of saying they do a lot of outsourced analytics for not only Division One college teams, but JUCOs, NAIAs, Division threes, all the way down to like individually owned, privately owned indoor facilities. And so, if you're a guy, or I don't know if they do softball yet, but if you're a baseball player and you want to look at your metrics and your stuff plus whiff rate, velocities, like literally everything that they'll put it together and make it visual, like visualize everything. So the partnership is going to be wrapped around our MLB draft board, which will be released on Wednesday or Thursday of this week. And I think we're starting with 24 players, right, Dimitri? And it's all going to be done by Tommy from Paradigm Player Development Systems. And the write-ups are awesome. Dimitri showed us a preview before we started recording here. There's going to be write-ups, visualizations, videos, everything right there on our 11.7 draft board. So if you're on YouTube, scroll back up, Dimitri. Oh, I was going to show him the team. Uh, really great guys, all in like their mid to upper 20s, all college baseball players. Welly right there in the middle played at Hendrix College in Arkansas, which I actually had a good friend of mine play there. They can do it all. Really smart group, and we're excited to have them, post blogs and do our mid-major, not mid-major, post blogs and do our MLB draft boards. So their website is paradigmpds.com.
Player
Check them
development
out.
solution.
Solutions. I knew I was going to butcher that. Whoops. Sorry, Welly.
And yeah, like I'm excited. We were talking pre-show on this. I'm super excited for them to put their own kind of spin on, you know, player profiles on the website. Specifically, some guys maybe under the radar, but I'm a stat geek, and I was looking at all these sheets that you guys were showing me, and I'm super excited to start seeing a lot of that stuff on the website, and happy that these guys are jumping on board.
Noah has access to Synergy. Noah has access to 643 charts.
Stop.
Noah has access to my big brain and Ben's big brain. Noah has access to Paradigm Player Development Solutions now. Noah has access to his own big brain. If you are not 100 no in your sports bet picks this year, I'm going to be disappointed.
Stop. Now I'm going like.
Well, this is a great segue. Wait, this is a great segue to like our next topic that we need to cover. And I'm going to let Noah have the floor for most of this, but let me introduce to all the listeners and YouTube watchers out there the I called it and I tweeted it out. I think it's the greatest piece of content in college baseball history. It's 208 pages, very well organized, laid out, and highly informational. It's only $20 to buy, and all the proceeds go right back to the guys that helped write this. And it's all Power Four conference teams have 2-page write-ups with projected lineups, where the players came from. Dimitri's given us a little preview here on YouTube, but it has lineups, it has pitching staffs, it has what they did last year, what to look forward to this year, All American teams. I mean, Noah, take the floor from here because you guys did unbelievable work. It was yourself, and then Q Millie and Matt Grissom from College Baseball Insiders, Noah Darling and Andrew Rydell from College Baseball Central, Monty Taylor from Just Baseball, and then our guy Pair Ratings, huge fan of. Check out his website too. Pair Ratings has an unbelievable college baseball
we
website.
Partnered with Pair Ratings 64 and then somebody else for stats.
Whoa, what just happened here?
I was going to get there. College ballparks, dude. You just cut me off.
College ballparks for the field.
Take a lap, goofball.
Hey, Noah, before you take the floor, do you want me to pull up the actual magazine and just preview?
So get the Diamond Report up there in the top right.
Well, I already have it downloaded.
Yeah, no, click it though.
Oh, okay.
And then it's like a teaser flip through. So hit the quick view right there. And these are like what the page designs look like. If you zoom in and you can kind of click the arrows there.
Full detail?
No. Yeah, and then you can use the arrows on the display. Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, there's for all the podcast listeners out there, you have every conference, however many there are now, 29 conferences. You have the all conference team, the player of the year prediction, the pitcher of the year prediction, coach of the year, newcomer of the year, and freshman of the year. And then first team all conference, second team all conference, and projected standings. So like this looks like the Ivy League here. Player of the year. I mean, you're going way too fast, but yeah, it's really cool stuff. It has it on every conference, and then for the Power Four conferences, show them that Baylor teaser pick there, Dimitri. Go back. Are you listening?
Where do you want me to go?
I said go to the Baylor lineup picture.
Baylor. Oh,
there we go. Yeah, so like the Power Four teams will have the projected lineup, projected pitching staff. Biggest concern, X factors. No, take it away.
Dimitri, if you wanted to pull up the full magazine, you can. We're really not nervous about sharing it on all of our shows throughout the preseason because there's just so much. There's 209, 210 pages. There's plenty of value in here for your $20. The one-time purchase. There's a hard copy available too for anybody that prefers the old school paper in hand type of deal. So we got a little something for everybody on that. But this was, all the tweets that you've maybe seen promotionally, if you're on Twitter or X, it's all true. Over 500 hours of research. Grissom spent over 100 hours designing all of this. It looks super crisp and clean. That's the best I've ever seen him do anything. But I showed this. We did a little podcast just to talk about the operations and how it all got done, and we were kind of scrambling because it almost didn't get done. But these are the designs originally that I had wrote up for possibly how I was thinking it could look like. I used to be a newspaper editor in high school and then also wrote for the college newspaper. So I was like, I know that this could work. I just suck at actually designing the actual pages. So he was able to really put all of that and bring all of that to life. So he did an excellent, outstanding job on that. Yeah, it's basically your Phil Steele college football magazine preview or your Athlon sports preview. It's a an attempt to be a one-stop shop for everything. We couldn't give all mid-majors their own 2-page spread, mainly because just the manpower and the size of the team currently. As I just, kind of described it on our show that we did, just talking about the project, there's like a little $100 bill sprinkled into the magazine, Bo Callahan draft day style, into the playbook that if there's aspiring college baseball writers or media members or even just sports writers or members in media that are looking to get their hands on something, they want their name on a really quality project, or they need something to put on their resume in order to kind of get their big break. Go find the $100 bill, give us an email, apply, because next year it's going to be big. 2027, with the looming MLB lockout that's probably coming, college baseball is going to absolutely blossom. There'll be a ton of new eyeballs on the sport. We're gearing up for it, and we want as many teams as we can possibly get to have their own 2-page spread. Because this year we're planning on Sunbelt. I was interviewing Sunbelt coaches for the 11.7 podcast and YouTube channel. We were going to have like a kind of conference day, media day type thing. And then wrench got thrown in the plans. I got thrown into SEC teams, which isn't a problem because that's kind of the league or conference that the most, or you get a lot of the media coverage the most in the off season. So I was able to pick up that right away. But unfortunately, kind of just took too much time away from the Sun Belt and me getting to talk to all the coaches in the off season to do their own 2-page spread. But there's one for every conference. We did a write-up on how we kind of thought the league could break out. We did all conference teams, first and second for every league. Size of those teams depended on, the quality and talent in there. But we did preseason projected standings for it, player awards. Like the response of this project, I kind of expected it to be well taken, but it's blown expectations out of the water. We've been hit up by so many coaches saying this is outstanding work this is the other thing too. If any coaches, players, team members, SIDs, beat writers out there are listening to this, we have codes for you. You do not need to purchase this at full price. Hit us up. If you're a player, coach, team member, SID, you get this thing for free. If you're a media member or a beat writer, you get it for 50% off. Hit me up. My email is noahb@11point7.com. You can hit up I don't know if you want the full show's email out there, but DM me on Twitter if you'd like to purchase it. It is like at the very minimum, $20 is, I think, a perfect price point for 209 pages of quality work and, thousands of hours in the off season. But it's just a nice off season, kind of scratch the itch. So you can go back to it multiple different times and check out different leagues whenever you want.
Let's check out a league. Let's go to page 180, Dimitri. Will you do that for me real fast? Just go to page 180. The SoCon preview analysis by Noah Bieniek. Now scroll down to 181 just real quick, please. Scroll down to 181. Preseason power rankings. Where are the Mercer Bears, Noah? Oh, you put them at the 4. I hope you did that on purpose to fire the Bears.
Need answers.
That's unbelievable, dude. On this show, Mercer goes 1 every year. We have to pick them first. Samford 1, ETSU 2, Western Carolina 3. I mean, they're going to go 8-1 against those teams, Noah.
Yeah, I gotta just wear this. I just gotta take it on the chin because
Scroll down a little bit more, Dimitri.
Not playing any favorites or bias.
There's only 2 Mercer players total on the first team and second team all conference.
Wait a minute, Noah. Do not let the Benny Ball games up here bully you into changing your opinion. He never believed in Arizona last year. You did. And then what did he do? He bullied you into picking other things, and you fell back on your pick. And then he bullied you for not sticking with your pick. He flip-flopped.
That is not true.
Like a Hall of Fame flip-flopper. So do not listen to him. Do not buy into the propaganda.
You're calling me a Hall of Fame flip-flopper? I've been riding with the Bears since day one. Noah flip-flopped last year on Arizona. What are you talking
It
about?
had nothing to do with Mercer. You were a Hall of Fame flip-flopper, and Noah had the picks right. He had the right playbook. He had the right understanding and the right feel for these teams. You made him flip-flop last year, and so maybe the Mercer Bears deserve to be at the 4 spot. Maybe they belong there.
And in my announcement blog to join the 11.7 team, I put a $11.70 bet on the Mercer Bears last year in the SoCon.
Yeah, they should have won the SoCon last year. Your
You
player of the year, I'm going to make a projection right now that you guys can clip. Mercer comes in first in the regular season in the SoCon. They win the SoCon tournament, and Logan Shepard is player of the year. That's my guess.
Who?
I look forward to it. I this is what I'm telling every coach that, like, you know, push and pull type, like, hey, you had us here. I'm like, go prove me wrong. Like, I'm rooting for you. Like, thank you for purchasing the product. Thank you for the support. Like, some of them have even tweeted out, you know, kind of their endorsement of it. Like, go prove me wrong. I'm rooting for you the entire way. So Ben, I'm going to tell you the same thing. Bears, go take down the SoCon.
I had 3 coaches text me saying that this was really good work. So good job, Noah.
First of all, unbelievable work. Noah, do we have your approval on air to see the Mercer Bears write-up?
Mercer doesn't have a 2-team spread right.
Right. With the top power 4. My bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so
next year, like I said, when we're hoping to add 2 to 3 people, I think we're gonna try to at least get half. But we're trying as many teams next year, full 2-page spreads. But I mean, that's a lot of elbow grease on Grissom, and that'll come out to probably be 500 pages, which is absurd.
This magazine reminds me, in Georgia, we have the Georgia Dugout Club magazine that comes out every year before the season. I got one all 4 years of high school, or my last 2 years. And it's the same thing. It's a region by region breakdown, 5A, 4A, 3A. Whoever, anybody listening to me from Georgia will know exactly what I'm talking about. It was the most hyped up. Everybody couldn't wait for the Dugout Club magazine to come out with all the projections and stuff like that. So this reminds
magazines need to make a comeback in this world. Like, there's nothing better than that fresh magazine. You just open up physical media. Bring back physical media. Tired
I think
of these.
If you guys can finish this project next year, let's just say 3 weeks earlier than you did this year, 2 weeks earlier.
That's the goal.
You can have these things printed and shipped out. People will pay for a physical
We're still
copy.
doing that. Like, if you order, you can pre-order the sorry, I didn't know I did that for the entire stream. I was looking. Are you able to view it as a 2-page spread, Dimitri?
Sure can.
Yeah, show that off. Yeah, there we go. It's a.
Noah, you tell me where you want me to go. This is your time to.
No, it doesn't matter. But now you got 1 page.
Oh, it doesn't matter. My bad.
Well, now it's 1 page Southland, 1 page SoCon. So I don't know how that happened, but yeah.
Oh, probably because if I go like this.
No, it's yeah.
If I go 180, maybe. How do I turn the page? I know there's like a way to turn the page.
I don't know.
That's why we need physical media.
Yeah. But yeah. I don't know where I was going with that, but so it's available for pre-order, like a hard copy. It's like a week, 10-day turnaround. So we're going to order them all at the same time. And then they'll all get shipped to Grissom. We've got nice little packaging, stickers for everybody, and then we'll ship them out to everybody. And if you ordered a hard copy this weekend, we're putting in an bulk order tonight. It should be there by next Monday. So that's what we're planning on, but we'll see. So
I want one.
Yeah, I can get you one. Yep.
Cool. Yeah, you guys did good work.
Yeah, I think
you guys ready?
Blabbed all I needed to do on the project, but it's sick. And yeah, we're getting validated for the work, and that's all that we really wanted to do was, kind of give another option for preseason coverage in college baseball, because this is hard stuff to find in the preseason. So
1,000%. All right, so speaking of preseason, let's go to the preseason odds. We're not sponsored by DraftKings or anything like that. We're not trying to push anything on anybody. DraftKings is just the only website that has
they're the best.
odds to get. They have the odds to get to Omaha, which I think is cool. It's way more fun, especially if you are planning on going to Omaha. You can cash your bet and have some extra money to spend down in the downtown Omaha, or on merchandise or whatever
Or
while you're there.
Iowa,
I guess technically. I guess Dimitri just left the stream, but I did send out screenshots to everybody. Just let's see. Can we share our screen? There we go.
The reason why my camera went out because I had to turn my VPN off, which DraftKings blocked me from going to their website. So that's what happened.
Nice. But yeah, all we're looking for here is just value. Like, there's going to be teams, for example, LSU plus 750 to win the College World Series, or plus, what is that, 700 now? To win the College World Series, I think it's too early to do a plus 700. I know LSU is going to be really good, but if they struggle first couple weeks, or even the first couple weeks in conference play, you're going to get a bigger number than that. For me, I'm going to make it clear I'm not gambling on any of this. This is just for entertainment purposes. If you scroll down to like the 50 to 1, the 50 to 1 to win the College World Series, TCU at 50 to 1 feels like a huge number for the talent. And after getting a sneak peek of the draft board coming out from Paradigm, there's 3 players that they love in the top 25. It's like TCU 50 to 1 feels like good value.
I agree. Fully endorse it.
I think honestly, from Clemson all the way to UC Irvine, I like all of these teams at these value.
Yeah, I mean, you think about top end talent, right? And I know it's tough because an SEC team has won it every year since 2018. There's not very many SEC teams on the 40 to 1 to 100 to 1. But you have teams like Oklahoma State, Virginia, NC State. I guess Ole Miss won it in 22. What was I going with this? I agree with you, Dimitri. Like, that 40 to 1 to 100 to 1 feels really, really valuable. Scroll up real fast because I do want to give the audio listeners the top 12 teams. So you have LSU at 7 to 1, Arkansas 11 to 1, UCLA plus 1,200, Georgia plus 1,400, Texas plus 1,500. That's your top 5. And then Mississippi State plus 1,800, Tennessee 19 to 1, North Carolina 19 to 1. Like, that is your Omaha 8 favorites. Vanderbilt 20 to 1, Florida State 22 to 1, Coastal Carolina runners up from last year, who might actually be better this year at plus 2,500. Georgia Tech preseason top 5 in every single poll. They're 28 to 1. Feels like there's some value there. And then you have Texas A&M and Oregon State at 30 to 1. I have another pick. Auburn 35 to 1 intrigues me.
Yeah.
I think Auburn might be that surprise SEC team. I say surprise team, but that random SEC team that could just win the conference regular season and be that number 1 overall seed, as we saw like Kentucky and Vanderbilt have done the last couple of years. I had one more point to make about this win Omaha graphic, but it's at the very bottom. So if you guys have anything to say now's your time.
Where do I begin? Yeah, so where you began, I agree with you. And I'll just say, like, if you are a fan of one of those top 12 teams that Ben listed off, and you think that they're national championship caliber, that they are going to be a top 10 team in national rankings the entire way through, a team's like preseason odd is only going to shorten throughout the year. A team like LSU, though, where they start 7 to 1, after a bad weekend or two, if they do a hot, cold, hot, type of season, in that cold spell, they will be more valuable than 7-1. They will be a little bit of a larger shot to win it all. So that's not exactly where you want to target LSU. You kind of want to wait that out. And if they have a little bit of a slump, you know that their talent will be able to rise to the top if they have a lineup that's hot, if their pitching is able to figure it out, because it is kind of a young rotation with not a whole lot of starting experience. That could be the question mark for that team. That's why them being $4 more expensive than any other team is, quite the risk.
I
So
had
yeah,
I had a fact, like LSU, that 23 LSU team with Paul Skeens and Dylan Cruz, Tommy White. I want to say in like late April, they were still like +5, like
they had
550 or 580, somewhere in there.
they
And
had
that
bullpen
team was
issues.
unstoppable. That's what I'm saying, is like that +700 now. Unless you think they're going to start 30-3, which they
Yep,
might, I don't
they
know,
could,
but
but
I don't know, man. 700 is crazy.
yeah, I believe that you'll get a 4-digit price at some point on the Tigers
Yep.
throughout the season, and that's where you want to fire. But like, if you're looking at a Texas at 15-1, which is my pick to win it all this year, I believe that they are going to be a consistently good team throughout the season. That price is only going to shorten as we get further and further into the season. And once we get into a bracket and you have your pick that, hey, I believe this team is the national championship favorite, hopefully they're a top 4, 5, top 8 seed. And when they are, and when they're hosting their own regional, that shot at 15-1 becomes plus 300 when the NCAA tournament begins. And that's when the value kind of incurs, or like when you start to see, oh yeah, this was a good pick. This is aging well. I have a shot to make some money. So yeah, every year I kind of build a portfolio, and I try to pick some spots where I think good closing line value. That's what we call that when you get into the postseason and that price has shortened massively. Ben picked out one of the most valuable ones, TCU. I think most people are going to tell you they're the favorite to win the Big 12. The favorite of the Big 12, or the Big 12 winner, should get a host in most seasons. So that price is going to shorten from 50-1 to probably 8-1, I would say, when the NCAA tournament begins. That's a great position, a great team to jump on here in the preseason to win a national championship. The other team that I talked about last week, Kentucky, I believe that they're a nice little long shot here right now, preseason. I think they're going to have a good year. 45-1 is going to turn into 10-1 when you get into postseason time. That'll shorten up big time. You look at another team like Coastal Carolina. They're right now the Sun Belt favorite. That price should only shorten as we get closer to the postseason. How about UCLA? 12-1. Yes, that's one of your shorter prices out there, but who in the Big Ten looks capable enough of slowing them down right now? It's kind of hard to find an offense that can really match up with the Bruins. So that price should only decrease. And then when they host in the postseason, they have home field advantage to get to Omaha. You're in a really good spot. So I can list kind of teams I have positions on, or we can kind of just give out analysis on this. But that's kind of, I guess, what I wanted to get off my chest when Ben said we were going to do this show idea.
Yeah.
Hey,
No, it's
Noah,
all good stuff there.
I have a question. If someone, let's just say some better, a casual, he just comes up to you and goes, "Hey, man, when is the best time to really get my best in? Is it now when the odds are just all over the place? Is it after opening weekend? Is it 3 weeks into the season? When is the best time for a bettor to take some future?"
The
I
best
want to take a
time.
timeout real fast. 30-second timeout. Dimitri, we've been doing this for 8 years. That's the best question you've ever asked.
Get out of here. Stop it.
Congratulations, dude. That was big time.
The best time is, so there's 3 really good spots. The best time's right now, because with this being still such a super niche betting market, because the sport's not massive right now. It's not the NFL, it's not the NBA, it's not the MLB. They're not taking money on this market every single day, $1,000 bets. The big sharks are not here. So the prices aren't moving crazy. That's why you're seeing a TCU at 50-1 still to win the national championship, when a lot of people have them top 10 nationally. in college baseball. Nobody's bet on them. It's not like, oh, the book thinks this, the book thinks that. The book moves the lines based on the amount of money that they intake, and they are kind of protecting themselves on who they're willing to risk and who they're not willing to risk based on the amount of money that sits on them currently. So preseason's the best because there's no money currently on them. My next answer would be second to last weekend of the season. So it's the weekend before conference tournaments, but it's the last regular season weekend. The last regular season weekend, you kind of see some teams take their foot off the gas pedal. Look at like an Arkansas in that weekend, or the NCAA or the conference tournament. I mean, those are when you kind of get your arms healthy. You may take some bumps and bruises. Coaches kind of like that because they're able to get at the players a little bit, and they take one on the chin before they go into the NCAA tournament. I totally get the aspect of that, and also you're able to see kind of which teams are hot, which teams rolling into a conference tournament, which team looked good in the conference tournament and you think can continue to play well in the NCAA tournament. Then the third answer is right after non-con play. Non-con play, a lot of teams will kind of challenge themselves. The teams that challenge themselves and do well, you want to jump on them. So like 2 years ago, we saw Texas A&M with Schloss in 2024. They didn't have, I guess, super high expectations in the preseason, but they go out there and they had a couple of good weekends, and I can't remember who it was against, but it was like, yeah, I can totally see this weekend rotation being okay. Like in the preseason, there wasn't super high expectations there on a pitchability lefty and Ryan Prager that we didn't know a whole lot about. Kind of a volatile lefty and Justin Lampkin that we didn't know a whole lot about. So there was those guys performing, and you were like, okay, I'm able to believe in this a little bit. It was like 28-1, and then all of a sudden they go on a little bit of a run in June, and you're sitting with a really good price on a team that was priced plus 250 in the number 2 overall seed in the NCAA tournament. So great question, Dimitri. And yeah, that's kind of what you want to shoot for.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that answer.
Yeah. All right. I want you to scroll down to like the 200-1s, just real fast. Like go. No, not the 1,000-1s. I think it's irresponsible if anybody wanted to wager anything on the 1,000-1s or like between like some 500-1s, 900-1s. Like they're not going to win the College World Series, so like I think you're just losing money there. But if you get to there's a few teams in that like 200-1 section. All right, yes. We get it, Dimitri. There's some teams in this 200-1 selection that intrigue me because I think they're going to be a lot better than what Vegas thinks. You can actually go make that top one South Carolina at 150-1. Scroll up just a tad. Right there, boom. Go. Or you can actually stay right there. UCF, Texas Tech, Stanford, and South Carolina Northeastern, all 150-1. Like, would it surprise me if Tim Tadlock had an unbelievable Texas Tech roster this year come out of nowhere? No. I think Texas Tech proved it in football and softball that like they're willing to spend money and have great rosters. So Texas Tech at 150-1. We've seen them in Omaha. See, last time was probably 2019, if I had to guess. But they went on a run there for a little bit. This 200-1 section, you're telling me Virginia Tech, Kansas State, two teams I'm pretty high on that I think are sleeper picks in their leagues. Iowa, Indiana, UConn, Santa Barbara, Cincinnati, who I'm very high on, Austin Peay. Who knows? They're going to have a lethal offense and much better pitching this year. They probably won't win it, but and then you also get Notre Dame and Nebraska. Notre Dame and Nebraska are going to be much better this year. Those are about 8 to 10 teams that could find their way in Omaha pretty easily.
Yeah, Ben, you didn't even mention my favorite 200-1. I don't believe. I tried listening, but I'm also looking something up on the side. Did you mention Santa Barbara?
Yeah.
Okay.
Santa Barbara, 200-1. Jackson Flora could be the first pitcher taken in this year's draft. We don't know.
Could be. I mean,
Let me see where Irvine. So Santa Barbara is 200-1. Irvine is literally 50% more expensive.
Yeah, I kind of
no, sorry, 100% more expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, UC Santa Barbara was a team that I have like I wanted to get cute with one pick like I always do with a mid-major. That's just kind of how I roll. I know what you're thinking. This is exactly kind of what I wrote in the back of the Diamond Report on the Omaha 8. Like every year, the Gauchos, they're kind of the cute West Coast mid-major pick to be a top 25 team, be a team that can get to Omaha. But this year, I kind of like how they've stayed under the radar. You have Coastal Carolina, who's garnering all of the mid-major hype and attention nationally in the top 25 rankings and everything, all of that above, we saw this team in 2023 be preseason number 14 overall and missed the postseason. 2024, everybody who kind of had cold feet on UC Santa Barbara, they end up hosting a regional. Same thing happened last year. Everybody loved Santa Barbara. The rotation was loaded on paper, and they kind of underachieved expectations, especially on the offensive side. I think that Andrew Checketts and the boys are going to be ready to go, and it's going to fuel them this year. I think the Big West is very talented. I think there's 6 really good teams vying for 5 spots in that conference tournament. You have guys develop over the summer. A couple of these guys had really good summers in these prospect leagues, and the lineup has some continuity there. And then they go out and they grab some power hitters from the portal. I think UC Santa Barbara is a whole lot better this year because they return every arm except for Tyler Bremner on the bump, who had an 11th place or 11th ranked team ERA in the country last year. The only guy they don't return back is their Friday night starter, and they've got a pretty damn good one again this year. UC Santa Barbara at 200-1 is my favorite value shot.
Hey, and you know what? You know what like a smart gambler would do? Santa Barbara opens up at Southern Miss. I saw Southern Miss at 90-1.
Yeah.
Might as well take them both, and then whoever wins that series is going to jump up pretty high. Like their odds are going to be shortened a ton.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I love Southern Miss too. They were another mid-major that I felt like could get to Omaha. I actually wrote down like 17 teams for the 8-team Omaha page that we did on the Diamond Report, and Southern Miss was another one. Returns a bunch of arms from last year. The only kind of guy that they don't bring back was JB Middleton, but Graydon Harris, their freshman lefty from last year, I think he's going to be an absolute star this year. And Colby Allen jumps up from the bullpen into the starting rotation. He was a lockdown reliever last year, and I think he'll do very well in a starting role this year. And then they return a couple of big backs in the lineup. They lose some stars, don't get me wrong, like Nick
Russo, my guy.
Yeah, Russo's back. It feels like he's been there for a while, but it's only year 3 for him. I think he started almost every year now for the Eagles. And yeah, I like the Southern Miss team a lot too. And I actually, the price I like a little bit more is plus 950 to get to Omaha for them. So with the teams I was a little bit less confident, I kind of send a buckshot spread through the get to Omaha prices, and Southern Miss at plus 950 was perfect. That's exactly what you're looking for.
That's the best segue we've had this show, and we've had 3 of them. So this is to get to Omaha. Much easier task, especially for your non-traditional powerhouses. We saw Murray State make it last year. We've seen Oral Roberts make it recently as a 4 seed.
Yeah.
It's if you were looking.
In Leak Jarrett's first year, I got 11-1 on Florida State to get to Omaha. So like you're able to buy low kind of on realistic opportunities to get to Omaha. Continue, Ben.
Yeah. So let's scroll back up to the top here, Dimitri. So we can audibly say the top 15 to 6. Let's do top 16 odds. It's the same teams as to win it all. The odds are much shorter. So LSU plus 105 to get to Omaha, not a bad bet. Knowing Jay Johnson, he's going to at least get you in position to be a game away. So LSU plus 105, Arkansas plus 140, another bet that feels pretty good. Georgia plus 165, UCLA plus 175. Texas is also plus 175. Tennessee plus 180. Mississippi State plus 260, and North Carolina plus 275. Those are your top 8 favorites there. You have to imagine at least 4 or 5 of those teams is making it.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Why do we do this every year? You guys buy into this stupid, overrated hype show, whatever. The same 8 people, the same 100 people are picking the same 8 team. It doesn't work this way. We know this. We've been doing this 8 or 7 years now. 5 of those teams will not make it to Omaha this year. Come on now.
Well, more than 5. Only 8 teams get there, and we just read off 16.
No, we've just read off 8, Noah. So we're
showing 16 or whatever.
No, but out of those 8, I think it's been pretty chalky, Dimitri. What are you talking about? The last 8 years, Omaha teams.
Okay, LSU, sure. Arkansas, I bet you one of these 2 makes it. Both of them don't. Georgia, UCLA, wouldn't be surprised if they miss. That's just how UCLA is. When all the attention is on them, they're terrible. We know this. Texas, Tennessee's going to miss it. Mississippi State, North Carolina, maybe one of those 2. Vanderbilt's going to miss. Florida State, I like Florida State this year a little more than Vanderbilt. Auburn, Coastal's going to miss. Oregon State, Georgia Tech's going to miss. It's not that difficult.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure I know what your point was there, Dimitri.
My point is, you said you can 5 of the first 8 teams are probably going to make it.
Yeah, in my opinion,
4, maybe 5, but it's like,
in my opinion. Sorry.
I mean, I'm just saying. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, LSU to North Carolina. You're telling me 5 of them are going to make it? You want to guarantee it?
I said 4 or 5. I did not say
4.
5.
You want to say 50% of these teams are going to make it?
Yeah,
I'll bet 50% do not make it.
I bet they do. Yeah.
All right. Handshake it is. 50% do not make it.
Of this page that's being displayed right now. Of the page
LSU, Arkansas, Georgia, UCLA, Texas, Tennessee, Mississippi State, North Carolina. If 4 of them make it, I win.
If 4 of them make it, you win.
Great about that. I feel great about that.
If it's just those 4 out,
3 or less.
Those 8.
I just took a screenshot. 4 of those teams have to make it for you to win your bet. So basically, I'm betting at a plus 400.
No, you're betting at minus 100.
No,
you're not.
No, I mean, can someone smarter than me do what are the odds 4 of those teammates make it? I'm just telling you. We've seen what happens when a first-year head coach, what they do. It's not easy. This sport is way too difficult for you to be putting these kind of expectations
Kevin
on somebody's
made
team.
It look pretty easy last year. Hey, Kevin Schnall made it look really easy last year.
Kevin Schnall was also in that dugout for 25 years.
Okay.
He was actually the head coach. Gary Gilmore was your Danny Hall. So James Ramsey's been there, 5 years? Danny Hall was your celebrity head coach. Gary Gilmore, the celebrity head coach. Schnall, the last couple of years, probably running the program. The same way James Ramsey was. But the difference is Schnall was there for almost 30 years.
So when you're looking at both markets and you're comparing national championship versus just getting to Omaha, when you're looking at the top 8 or top 16, the way you want to bet it is to win the national championship. Because when you get to the NCAA tournament and you're betting Omaha appearance market, LSU's currently the favorite at plus 105. If they host, their get to Omaha price is going to be like minus 150. There's really no value in cured or like secured throughout the 5+ months that you're tying your money down. This is not the market to even really be betting the favorites. You want to be looking a little bit deeper. This is the market where you kind of want to get cute, get a value long shot. Like I was talking to UC Santa Barbara is, 200 to 1. They were my favorite pick there. 18 to 1 is the better price. 18 to 1 to get to the College World Series on the Gauchos. That's perfect.
That's
Southern
insane.
Miss, same thing, was plus 950. That's an outstanding price. Kentucky plus 650. I think they're a reasonable SEC team that could host, that plays well in June. Plus 650 to get to Omaha is a great price there. One of my favorite teams for this, Dimitri actually axed him in that segment, was Georgia Tech. Everybody talking about like this team has questions on the mound, and that is 1000% the case and valid question mark here in the preseason about the Yellow Jackets. However, if they're able to host, and again, if you're betting on this, you're going to think that they're a good team come June and they should be a top 16 seed. If that's the case, maybe they're able to play throughout Atlanta in the postseason. And then that way they can kind of dictate most of the game scripts and just get to Omaha. Last year, it happened with Oregon State. Their dominant pitching staff was able to just pitch at home throughout the entire postseason. Happened with UCLA. They kind of didn't even they didn't even play an SEC team in the first round or the Super Regional to get to Omaha. And that's because they kind of were able to go through the Big Ten.
But guess what? You know why they didn't play an SEC team? Because UTSA went belt to ass in Austin. So don't forget that.
You're totally right. You're totally right. And that's why this market's a little bit more favorable for the long shot, because last year at the preseason, UCLA was nowhere near the top 25 after a 19-33 year. Like, there are so many opportunities for those cute plays to gain value in here. Whether, like, if you just go for a Texas plus 175, who I think is going to be really good, they were my preseason national championship pick, plus 175 to get to Omaha is going to turn into like minus 125 in the NCAA tournament. There's no value really in that compared to a 8-1 closing at a plus 250 if they make the NCAA tournament, bar none. Like, if they're a 1 or 2 seed, that's the typical price.
So let me ask you this question. Are you taking those odds to win the national championship just so you can cash them out?
You're able to hedge it in the NCAA tournament. So if
you're right,
holding,
but hedging is really difficult.
It is very difficult.
Season format, because you're hedging against what, 3 in a singular regional. You're hedging against 3 teams. Super regional, you're hedging obviously 50-50, which is a little bit better. But then they got to go to Omaha. Now you're hedging against 7 other teams.
Correct.
Really difficult to hedge. So that's why I think you just want to
guys. We don't hedge them.
Well, if you're trying to just get out with money, hedging is not the worst thing ever.
Well, I can
totally understand somebody wanting to do that.
Imagine you take UC, or let's just say Santa Barbara. Well, what do we have in Santa Barbara at? I don't remember.
Santa Barbara is 18-1 to get to Omaha.
Whoa.
Hit refresh. It does that sometimes.
What the hell happened?
If you just scroll too fast, it just frazzles.
I have no idea. But okay, let's just do Southern Miss. 90-1. You put $20, or let's do $100 for easy number. $9,000. You make on Southern Miss. Let's say you take Southern Miss to win the national championship. It's May 1st. First, field of 64 projections come out there, top 13 national seed. They have a chance to get in top 8 national seed, or they're in a comfortable spot where they could host. At that point, how much do their odds jump up? And now you're like, all right, I'm cashing out. I just hit a 5x on this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at that point, they're probably sub 25-1.
So what is that? That's a 3x. That's almost a 4x.
Yep.
On your money, like that, in my opinion, is more responsible betting, more savvy betting. Correct. Than taking Southern Miss to make the College World Series at what, $950. You see what I mean?
Well, even with Southern Miss $950, that price is going to shorten up big time if they have a chance to host too.
Right, but you can get so much more value for your money today if you take them to win the national championship rather than just make Omaha.
But you're making a lot of sense, Dimitri, but you're kind of talking into a circle. Like, Southern Miss with that 90-1 price, it's harder to hedge out. Whereas Southern Miss with the $950 just to get to Omaha, it's much easier to actually make that money. So, but yes, you're totally right on everything that you said.
You have to win 5 or 6 more games depending on your bracket, just in Omaha to win it all. All right, so
let's move. Is still juicy if you're holding a national championship ticket, because they have to acknowledge the fact that they maybe could win it. Obviously, still probably they don't think they will, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, Dimitri, I love the quote graphics that you've made the last week. I want the juice is still juicy out there.
Yeah.
Juice is still juicy.
That quote alone explains why Vegas makes hundreds of millions of dollars, is
Yeah.
because there's dozens or hundreds, thousands of people, frat bros like you, that
That's
just they
fantastic.
want juiciest of the juices.
Hey,
Wait, what are
there's
you
no
doing?
issue with that though.
Pull the
Well,
screen back
I mean,
up.
if I were to take a ticket like Southern Miss there, I'm cashing that thing out the moment I see the regional. The moment I'm watching the selection show, if I see a single team in that regional that scares me, I'm out.
All right, well, pull the make it to Omaha graphic back up, because nobody's got to talk about it other than you and your juicy Southern Miss. I think there's some good value on the board. For example,
back.
Oregon State plus 400, and they have the best 1-2 punch in baseball, like pitching wise.
Yeah, and if they
Like
host,
who's going to beat them twice if they host? You get
Yeah.
Dax Whitney and Ethan Kleinschmidt go 1-2.
and they've already shown that they can do it as freshmen.
Yeah. Yeah, plus 400, I think, is crazy value there. If you scroll down a little bit more, where are they?
Who are you looking for?
Oh, scroll back up. Sorry, scroll back up. One more click. There they are. TCU plus 550. Like, I feel like that's another team that talent-wise should get to Omaha. Now, if you want to go really deep, I have two teams that I think value-wise is incredible.
I need the two teams.
Troy,
Dude, I love Penn State this year,
Troy 30-1. Hey, let's talk about Troy 30-1. I mean, that's a top 25 team in the country. Just to get to Omaha, I don't know, dude. I think 30-1 is really good value.
Hey, I love Murray State. I love Murray State, but anybody putting money on Murray State right now is just out of their mind. Like, I mean, that should be the number should be 100-1, because basically what you're betting is the same mid-major team to go to the College World Series 2 years in a row. That is nearly impossible from an odds perspective.
I was about to give you a team that could get to their third straight super regional. We saw it with Randy Mazey. We saw it with Steve Saban's West Virginia, 11-1. We've seen them kind of have D2 transfers become D1 aces. Derek Clark, and then was it Griffin Kern last year for them.
Mm-hmm.
This year they've got two. Dawson Montez is a guy that I'm really high on. He was absurd at the D2 level, and then Ian Korn also. He came from, I think he was an Illinois school. I can pull it up, but it's the same school that I believe it was Griffin Kern came from. So they're dipping right back into where they've seen success in the past. So I'm excited for it. 11-1 is disrespectful.
I mean, I'm down here. These are more Hail Mary. San Diego, Wright State, Campbell, Cal Poly, Wilmington. These are more Hail Mary. Stetson lost a lot. So, I have a hard time even looking at that one. But, Santa Barbara and up, I'll throw Notre Dame in there just because. But if you get, here and up, just to make it to Omaha, there's a lot of plays here. South Carolina could easily turn it around in Paul Manieri's second year. He completely gutted that place and flipped it. Who knows if these guys mesh well? They're a good team. If they don't mesh well, they suck. But
great point, D.
Manieri, much as people are clowning him, he knows what he's doing. He knows how to win. So South Carolina 11-1 to make it to Omaha, that's not a prayer bomb. That's very doable.
And that staff, it's a very good staff. It's not just Manieri.
So, UConn's been a pitch away twice.
Yeah.
So, hey, is this ECU's year? 12-1.
I love ECU this year.
Can Ethan Norby put him on the back and take him to Omaha?
I don't even know if it's just Ethan Norby this year. Sean Jenkins was a freshman last year, and that's a premier right-handed arm for him. They return a lot in that lineup. Braden Burris is back from his postseason hero-ness last year. I don't even know what you want to call it, but I think they returned 6 starters in that lineup, and then Ethan Norby, their ace, Sean Jenkins, who was their number 2 last year, who was a rotation arm. They had some more bullpen arms that were more reliable. Those guys transfer out, like a Lance Williams, a Jake Cunner. But Jenkins will step up as a big arm. They have Gavin Van Kempen, who's transferring in. He was West Virginia's starting pitcher last year. And then Nick Moran, who's a lefty bullpen arm for them last year. He was hurt to begin the year, came on the back half of the year really strong. He's going to kind of be that swing guy that we saw Ethan Norby be as a freshman, where he throws bulk innings kind of whenever they need him in the weekend, and he's out there and he's shutting them down with 6 innings, like 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. That's his role.
No, you get way too deep into these teams sometimes, man. You're like naming off their 6th starter if they're in a game 8 of a rain delay in a regional. Like we're getting way too deep with it. Hey, I love it that you know these names and stuff, but like, man, I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say. I just, it's a lot.
Dimitri, do you want to make another handshake bet with me?
What's that?
I almost guarantee. I don't know if I want to use guarantee this early in the year, but one of South Carolina, Kansas, Texas Tech, East Carolina, one of those 4 is making it to Omaha this year. In that plus 1,200 range.
Kansas, Texas Tech, East
I love
Carolina.
Kansas. I love Texas Tech. I think East Carolina is like.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna, just for the content and for the culture, I will do this bet. But I'm not the biggest fan of it. But I'll do it. I'll take my odds there.
If they cancel out, do you both, like if Dimitri wins the top half board and Ben wins the bottom half, do you both have to do the P, or do you both don't?
No, they neutralize, and then we have to do another.
All right, Ben. How about this? You want to make a super fun bet? A left. I'm gonna say my team that's gonna win is on the right side of this chart.
That's completely random, and I love it. That's so degen.
My team is on the right.
Wait, this is actually a good debate. Which side of the chart is better? For all the YouTube, we're on YouTube. We're also a podcast. We can't be doing this, but visually, I like the right side.
DraftKings, come on, man. All right, here we go. So, if I zoom, let me zoom out a little bit and get some more teams in there. Okay, here you go. Right side, left side. What are you thinking?
I think the right side. So, like for the audio listeners, DraftKings has it split just like down the middle. There's left column and a right column. So left column is LSU, right column is Arkansas, left column is Georgia, right column is UCLA. So like let's just give like the top 10 on the left and the top 10 on the right. So it's LSU, Georgia, Texas, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, Auburn, Oregon State, A&M, Alabama, Clemson, Oregon, Louisville on the left. And on the right, it's Arkansas, UCLA, Tennessee, North Carolina, Florida State, Coastal Carolina, Georgia Tech, Ole Miss, Florida, Arizona, NC State, Wake Forest. I like the right side better.
That's why I proposed it, because I like the right side more.
That almost guarantees that the left side is going to win it.
So anyway, I wanted to bring up one thing that Noah, when he was talking about East Carolina, I know this is probably not the right episode for it. I was chatting with a current college coach during the ABCA. Do you think Cliff Godwin's window of taking the SEC job or a big job is closed?
I just don't think he wants it anymore.
Possible, very possible. I'm not saying he doesn't or does.
Yeah, it's
or does
probably
not
not the episode for it. But he was in so many of these rumors and whatnot. That's not by accident. That's a lot of agent throwing his name in there for either leverage against East Carolina for maybe a little bit more of a contract. Or
what the average fan doesn't understand is like most of these high profile head coaches have the same agent, and that same agent throws their names around to get them bigger bonus or bigger salaries at their school because they don't want to lose that coach. There's a lot of politics there. I probably shouldn't even open this can. We're going to move on, but
it's a real thing, which I talked about with another one of my friends. Is they have 10 coaches in their little totem pole thing. They're going to get coach number 3 the job, but they have to make the other 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 happy So what they're going to do is they're going to fake leak these coaches as candidates, but they're only focused on one of these that actually wants the job. The other one, they're just going to blow smoke, get them in there, everyone's happy.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. If you were in Cliff Godwin's shoes, you went to school there. You're very passionate about it. You want to break that wall down and bring your alma mater to Omaha. You have no leverage right now over East Carolina if you want to get a little bit of a raise. Like, they're like, where are you going? Like, you want to stay here, right? So that only kind of helps him in those discussions if his name's kind of floating around. Hey, guys, I'm kind of looking at Mississippi State, right? So
I didn't want to
Was
talk
that a
about
shot? Was that a shot at me, Noah?
no, not at all. I'm just kind of
Because of last
explaining.
year?
No, I'm just kind of explaining that it worked out that way just because that was one of the conversations for Godwin. But dude, he popped up in Texas A&M too, like on all these hot boards. So
18 days.
Last segment here, and we'll make it kind of quick to keep it around that 1 hour mark. Dimitri is showing off the website right now, 11point7.com. And there is a counter. So as of right now, we are 18 days, 12 hours, 6 minutes, and 53 seconds away from opening day first pitch. We do want to promote to join our weekend series pick'em and survivor contest brought to you by Home Field Apparel. There's a huge grand prize that you can read about on our website. Same grand prize we've had the last 2 seasons. It's always been a huge success, a lot of fun to do. The contest is run through our Patreon. I think last year we had upwards of 150 people sign up. And there is 2 grand prizes, one for the pick'em, one for the survivor contest. It's very easy. We pick 6 series every weekend, high profile or at least highly competitive series, 50-50 matchups, as you will. And you have to go in and make your selections on who you think is going to win 2 out of 3. Weekend 1, I mean, he has it pulled up. It's UC Santa Barbara at Southern Miss, Troy at Mercer, Missouri State at Louisiana Lafayette, Cal Poly at Campbell, San Diego at Charlotte, Illinois at South Florida. I mean, truly some 50-50 matchups there. It's tough. And so you make your weekend series pick and picks, and then you make your survivor pick as well, meaning like which one is your guaranteed they are not losing 2 out of 3. Dimitri made a lot of upgrades to the leaderboards and to the actual pick'em stuff. It looks very nice. Very
We've got a couple
CBS.
people with picks already in. Go ahead, keep talking.
Oh, some people already in.
I was just saying we have. So yeah, the weekly board is going to show everyone's score for that week. So you're going to have like week 1, week 2, whatever, 3, 4, 5. You can sort by the top scores of that individual week. It'll show their picks, a green check mark or a red X. And then overall, it's going to be your total points in this column. And then you can sort by week. So you can see who was the highest score for that week. And it'll show your points for the whole season there. And then
Dimitri, all of that is so freaking nice. You absolutely killed it. But you know what I'm going to ask you afterwards. You can show off the survivor too. But I'm a big dummy dumb. I was not able to figure out how to sign in or renew my account. And then we have had some people in the Discord talk about it too. So I'm going to need you to show everybody and kind of walk that through. If you're here listening on a podcast platform, check it out on YouTube. Watch Dimitri walk through kind of how to re-register for this upcoming season.
So you're going to go to 11point7.com. You're going to click on the top contest. And it's going to pull you to our contest homepage. Big shout out to Home Field, by the way, who will be providing the grand prizes for the winner of the Pick'em and the Survivor. So check them out. As always, one of the best to do business with. Anyways, so you're going to see on the top here, if you're coming to the website from Patreon, could you already, subscribe to our Patreon? You're going to click log in, and then you're going to see on the bottom of the login, it's going to say create an account. You're going to use the same email that you used to sign up for the Patreon or subscribe to the Patreon. You're going to use that same email here. what people were having issues with is the system every couple hours. So if you go from the Patreon and then come to our website immediately after, it's not going to be updated yet because it's got to check in with the Patreon and make sure that your email is already in the system. I can go in there and do it manually. So I'm trying to like stay on my computer, remember to keep updating it so people are seamlessly making their account. Anyway, you're
And
going
for
to
the
create
last minute signups, I assume you're going to be all over that.
I'll be right. I'll be on it.
Yeah.
Yep. I will be on it toward the whole last week. I'll be bang, bang, bang. I'll make sure everyone's getting in.
Yeah.
But right now the system, it's just kind of updates every couple hours. And then if I go in there, someone messages me and hey, I'll go in there and do it manually. But yeah, so you're going to create an account and then you're going to log in and you'll be good to go. And if you do not have an email already subscribed to the Patreon, you're going to have to sign up with the Patreon before you can create an account on our website. And as always, DM me on Twitter. In the Patreon group, I read the messages every so often, daily though. So I'll get you guys all taken care of. So don't worry.
Yeah, we'll help you out along the way. Our DMs are open. You can always shoot us a message. We'll help you walk through it. But it is a lot of fun. It's highly competitive. We've had people been doing it now. This will be their 4th season with the Pick'em, and people come back every year.
And with the Patreon,
that's a glitch. I just found a glitch that needs to be taken care of immediately. People, it's showing what series they picked, but not the actual winner. So that needs to be fixed. These should not be showing.
Cool. Yeah, with the Patreon and Discord, like my goal is to like continue to survey that a little bit more. Last year we didn't use that a whole lot, and we have people like paying $11.70 a month for the contests and everything. I want that. That was one of the goals that I brought up to Ben and Dimitri this year. I thought the Q&A stuff from previous seasons was awesome. I know you guys had like a huge volume of like people asking stuff, but I thought that was really good for topics on the show, and it would create good discussion. And I would like to bring that back, and we'll
We're doing that next week.
Yeah,
Q&A
either
is
in
next week.
Discord or Patreon. Every single week after a weekend, we'll open that up. You guys can send Q&A stuff, and we'll just kind of have one or two stuff because you guys always question or ask like topic relevant stuff of something that happened in a weekend or a midweek, and I think it's quality conversation that we're able to have on the podcast, and it's able to be interactive with all the Patreon subscribers. So,
hey Ben, can you please give a formal welcome to these two teams?
Hell yeah.
Yes, we do have 2 new teams in the Division I world. The LaSalle Explorers and the New Haven Chargers will be competing at the Division I level this year. Really happy for LaSalle. That's a program that got ripped away because of COVID, and they fought and literally brought their program back by raising money, raising awareness.
Same
It's
coach,
good
right?
to see them back. Same coach. He's coming back. Yeah. So I think we did some promotional work for them, trying to raise awareness last year and then like 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, it's cool to see them back. The last thing I want to say here before we get off schedule, next Sunday night, we will be doing our we have an option, fellas. We will be doing Q&A, listener Q&A, but we're also next Sunday we can pick all 29 conference champions, or we can do Omaha 8 and Golden Spikes previews, like our snake drafts.
What's our schedule say?
I don't know.
Well, we have the schedule.
I think we do Omaha 8 draft and Golden Spikes draft. And then that following week, we can announce the mid-major top 25 along with picking all of our favorite mid-majors in each conference.
Yes.
It kind of aligns that well. So
I love that idea. So next week will be me, Jack, Dimitri, Omaha 8 snake draft, which will be really fun with 4. That's 32 teams that are getting picked, and you can't pick duplicates. We will also be doing our 4-person Golden Spikes draft, snake draft, which I hope we hit this year. I don't think we've ever hit. I don't
Really?
think we've ever hit a Golden Spikes.
This was what I thought we were doing.
Oh,
Today was off.
so it's reversed.
Well, then, I mean, we got to hammer out.
Mid-major
I thought
top 25. That Omaha 8 Golden Spikes.
I thought we could talk about it off stream, but we got to
let's flip flop.
Yeah, we got to hammer out the mid-major top 25 this week, then, dude. So I know you got a
We
lot.
already are.
Well, let's flip it.
Yeah,
let's flip flop those two,
because I know we're working on the draft board stuff. So like, let's draft board this week, mid-major top 25 next week, instead of jamming both of those in the same week for the website. Right?
Yeah, let's flip flop them. I like that better.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so mid-major will come out February 8th. Sunday night, February 8th, the mid-major preseason rankings will come out. And can we keep the conference picks next week or this upcoming week?
Nope. Nope, we're gonna do that week before the season starts.
Do we want to?
That's fine. I like that. That's fine.
We're probably not going to record that Sunday because that's Super Bowl Sunday. So we would have to record.
We'll record Thursday, Friday, or Saturday or something. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You think we care about the Patriots Seahawks?
I care about my boy Sam Darnold.
I'm just saying, like, baseball might be overshadowed by the NFL on that Monday when everybody's like talking about what happened on.
Oh no! Episode drops Monday morning. It's baseball season when Super Bowl's over.
I like the thought process.
Baseball has the floor on that Monday.
Cool. Sounds like a plan.
All right, well, cool. Well, we appreciate all the listeners out there.
Nobody cares what Stephen A. had to say on Monday morning anyways. He thought the Patriots defensive coordinator was here all year, apparently. I just saw that the other day.
All right. Well, we do appreciate everybody for listening, watching on YouTube, listening on podcasts, interacting with us on social media. 18 days away, or we're really close to the start of the season. We're going to do next Sunday, the Sunday after that, and then the Wednesday leading up to the weekend series pick'em. So time's coming by quickly. Make sure you get your college baseball brains tuned in. So we love you guys, and we will see you next week.